Hi, I'm Trish. Welcome to Trish Italian Style. Today we're going to be making stuffed zucchini or squash. You can use whichever one that you'd like. So first I have some organic zucchinis and or squash. I think two of them are zucchinis and one is a squash. And you can use any color. You can use the yellow ones. You can use any color, whatever you like the taste better. And I'm just going to cut off the bottoms. I am going to leave the skin. These are washed. And I'm just going to slice these down the middle. Now, the thing to remember about this is that this is going to be a tiny stuffing, okay? Because on the inside here, we're only going to be taking out a little bit because it's not, you know, zucchini and squash are not that thick. So, I also have the oven preheating to 400 degrees because I'm not cooking these first. Now, if I were to cook these first in the oven for like a half hour or so, you know, because I mean, they are soft, but I like them, you know, really soft. I like the stuffing to kind of be blended in. So again, I'm just cutting off the edges and I'm literally just standing these up and just cutting them down the middle. Okay, now I also have a 9x13 pan here that I put some extra virgin olive oil, and I've also have parchment paper. Even though my pans are non-stick, I still want to have, you know, less cleanup. Okay, so I have 2 cups of breadcrumbs. I have about 2 tablespoons of grated cheese, Pecorino Romano. If you don't like Pecorino Romano, you can grate any other kind of cheese that you like. I'm just going to mix that up. I also am going to put some oil. Now, this is kind of by eye, all right, because, again, you don't want to oversaturate. So, you kind of want to just mix this together. I kind of push the spoon down, and you see the difference between the dry and the wet. The dry is like the light color, and then the wet is the darker. So, once everything is kind of all at least wet, then you know that it's mixed. If you don't have that, like you see I have dry area here, then I'm going to add just a little bit more oil. And this is olive oil. Of course, you know, you can use any kind of oil that you want. You don't have to use oil at all. You can use chicken broth, which most likely I am going to probably put some chicken broth in here. I don't know yet. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So as you can see, this is all now darkened. Okay. All right, so we have the stuffing ready. I'm also going to add, the most important part is garlic powder. And I'm going to put a generous amount. I probably would say a good teaspoon and a half. If you don't like garlic, you don't have to add that either. You know, I think stuffing is really very personal. You can add cranberries to that. You can add raisins. You can add whatever you want that you normally would make your stuffing. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I have, this is actually a half a teaspoon. And what I like about these is that because they are metal, they're very strong. So I'm going to use this to scrape up the middle here. Okay, because I'm making a tunnel. I'm making a tunnel so that I can fit my stuffing. And you see that very, very easy to do. Okay, I don't know if you can see from this way. So you still want to have zucchini. You still want to be able to taste, again, zucchini, squash, you know, either one. Okay, and I'm just gonna put these over here in my tray. And again, I'm just giving it a little help here with my knife. and then just scraping down. And I just find when doing that, it makes a very clean cut. Now, you can salt these a little bit if you want, but do note that if you put salt in your stuffing, in addition to a little bit of salt on the bottom of this, it's going to, might be a little salty. So, now as you can see, I didn't need to use anything. I didn't need to use a knife, but I just recommend using the knife because it's so much easier just to, you know, if you're not used to doing this. But otherwise, if you are, then, or if you make a lot of melons and you're used to doing a melon ball scrape. Now, the inside of the zucchini, you can use. You can use this inside your stuffing if you wish to. I never really incorporate my stuffing with the item that I'm using because I like the taste of the stuffing. And I don't like having the same taste of what I'm biting into, but that's just me and my family's personal preferences. Now, since I'm not going to add salt to the zucchini squash, I am going to put some salt in my stuffing. I'm also going to put some pepper. Now, you can scrape these down as far as you want. You know, if you really don't want, you just want the kind of the skins, then you can do that also. Okay, so now that I have this done, I'm just going to move this out of the way and bring back my stuffing. Just going to wash my hands. So I'm going to add a little sea salt. A lot, you know, just a little bit, because sometimes, you know, the salt is because of the cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, just a couple. If you want it spicy, you can, you know, make this spicier and add whatever you'd like. Now, if there's several ways you can do this. You can either just use this the way that this is and sprinkle some extra virgin olive oil on top, or you can use chicken broth. It's really, you know, either one. If you want to go more for the healthy way, then I recommend the extra virgin olive oil. All right, so now we're going to stuff these. I'm going to put just a little bit more extra virgin olive oil, and the reason why, and I'm just putting here at the edges, is because I want these to fry. Even though they're baking, I still want them to be nice and crispy. I want the bottoms of these to be like drenched in the sauce. Okay. Now I kind of have a big spoon, and we're just gonna stuff these. So you can definitely use a smaller spoon. Now, if you want to put cheese on top of this, you want to put some fresh mozzarella cheese. You want to put a little bit of tomato sauce. I recommend doing the tomato sauce now and doing the cheese probably about 10 or 15 minutes before these are done. And I would say that you really should cook these for, you know, probably about 25 to 30 minutes. You know, every oven is different. So I recommend just, you know, you can kind of tell because they'll be a lot softer. And, you know, everybody likes their vegetables different. You know, some people like them really well done, and other people like them to be more al dente. All right, now this one keeps bending, so I'm going to put that one at the end. And these are so good. And what I love about these is always when you stuff something, the next day, they're even better. And the next day, if you wanted to, you know, add tomato sauce or add cheese, you can. And just, you know, put it in the toaster oven. Now I have a little bit extra, so I might just add a little bit of stuffing on top. Again, don't worry about the stuffing that falls. It's not going to burn. It actually just kind of enhances the, you know, all the cooking materials that you have together. I'm just trying to get this over here. And put that over there. Okay, and I used all of it. Okay, so now we're going to put this, and again, if you wanted to use all of this and not waste it, you can. I recommend seasoning this though a little bit if you do, because you know, plain zucchini or squash is needs a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, you know, a little bit. I recommend, like, you could even cook it a little bit if you want, and then put it into the stuffing. So basically, what I'm going to do now is put it in the oven. I'm going to take the extra virgin olive oil that I have and kind of just sprinkle it over. I don't want to saturate, you know, because you don't want it to be too oily. So, but since we didn't put that much oil, and I'm kind of just, you know, okay. So we're gonna put this in the oven, like I said, for about 30 minutes. And just give it just a close-up of what this looks like. And at 30 minutes, if you feel that it's not done, or it's not, the texture is not done to your liking, then just let it cook a little bit longer, but just keep an eye on it. Okay, so here they are after I had to put mine in for I'd say 35 minutes, and then I kind of let it sit in the oven to 40 minutes just to get that brown on top. Can you hear the crispiness? So, and you can see, look how soft they are. So you have to be really careful with handling these, but I just wanted to I like them very well done. So if you don't like them this well done, and you see there's not too much oil or anything on the bottom of the pan, and now we're going to put them in our dish to eat. Okay. These are so delicious, and with the extra virgin olive oil, just makes it healthy for you. There's really not a lot of fat in this. And zucchini and squash are always delicious. And again, you can use yellow, you can use green, or whatever, you know, colors that you may find in your grocery store. Thank you, enjoy, and I'll see you on the next show.